everybody, settle down. All right, next up we got Adam V on the mic. All right, Adam V. So what's up? Let's go. Hey.
If you're gonna step to me, you better come right. And if you do, I think I just might change up the plans to have a good night. And you gonna be hooked, cause baby, I do it right.
Get ready.
I'm out here really trying to see who is and isn't for me. So many options, but I need a real one who really got me. I like them real big, with big money. Talk slick, but still funny. Bullshit, never funny. I like them pretty, but you're too ugly. UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. You ugly. All up in my face saying you love me. Feeding me the lines, I ain't trying to waste my time. Look here, I know I'm fine, but tell me something that I don't know. You trying to run game, well that's a no-go. From Tokyo, Japan to Honolulu, Hawaii. When you talk to me, better talk to me nice. Come give me the love that I need now. Give me the love that I need now. Come give me the love that I need now. Give me the love, 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 love. Come give me the love that I need now. Give me the love that I need now. Give me the love that I need now. Give me the love I want.
Talofa Utah, welcome into Budah's Lounge under Everyday People. Thank you so much. Pacifica Chapter Engineering. Today's show is the one and only Cindy Sattini. This show is brought to you in part by GetMedCard.co, the easiest and quickest way to get your medical card at the lowest price possible. $70 right now, man. That's the way to get your medical card. Also, Honolulu Grill, home of the butter cake and the kava aid, 8860 South Redwood Road, Honolulu Grill. Those guys always say that aloha lives there. I say mahalo lives there. That's thank you.
Right.
Like I'm assuming that you would know that already. Salt Lake City Mitsubishi. Shout out to Carlos and Chatterbox. I can't believe Chatterbox is the GM over there. Anyway, 3734 South State Street. Shout out to those guys. Uprock. We got a lot to talk to, but I wanted to start first with my friend right next to me. If you've heard the name Lambo, if you heard heard the name DJ Lam, Cable 93, U92, all of those things, the Loonies, Liquid Joes, 801 Takeoff, bro, people who are in the local music industry, scene, they have to know your name, right? So tell me first, foremost, your background story. Where'd you grow up? You know, just like if you were a Marvel superhero and music was your superpower. Give me your DJ Lambo origin story.
Well, I been out in West Valley my whole life. Grew up in West Valley. Went to 100 Junior High, 100 High School, right? The classics. I mean, we ain't far from 100 Junior right now. And big memory of mine was there was a talent show coming up, and I wanted to be involved in the talent show. And I showed up. I had my hair all braided. I had my clothes on backwards. Shout out to Crisscross. And I had a black eye. And I didn't I didn't make the talent. I got in a fight at school. I didn't make the talent show. And like that moment was like this defining moment for some reason. It says, I'm going to do this. And there was Junior High. Jeez. There was a group Hype C that ended up coming to our school. I told you about him, Hype C. There was a Polynesian cat in the group. There was a white boy in the group. And I walked up to the Polynesian guy, and I was like, hey, man, I rap. I do me. Oh, yeah, what do you sound like? I was like, I sound like Snoop Dogg.
Wow, you couldn't use a regular name? Use a big name.
I used the guy that was like a couple feet taller than me and a couple different shades than me. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I show up at the studio, And my dad on the way there, he's like, "You sure you want to do this rap thing? Like, have you looked at yourself lately?
Right.
This is the like 1990. You know what I mean?
Dad's looking out for you. He understands. He sees the game.
He's got game. He's a good man. I love that guy. And we roll up to the studio, and as we pull into the studio and we go in this giant garage, there's Karl Malone's truck.
The mailman, like Karl Malone, the basketball
Karl
player?
Malone, the mailman.
What's up, Carl?
What's up, Carl? And he instantly changes his tune. My pops was like, "You're gonna do this. You're really gonna do this."
Because he saw Karl Malone. Oh my God.
You know, because he's a fan, man.
Got you.
He's a fan, and I ended up rocking a song that day with him. I told you we did a remix to the Nothing But a G thing.
Bro,
And
is that out there? Have you put that out? Does Carl know you? But you put that out there? You actually pressed record?
yeah. I mean, he definitely knows about it.
Did he like it?
I mean, he was fire on it.
Why did you hesitate? Why'd you hesitate for, bro?
Because maybe he might. I don't know how he felt about me on it, but he was actually. He actually had
maybe
rhythm.
just like this part. Maybe you
he might have just liked his part.
Yeah.
But I still got that tape, and I really do need to release that.
But
thing.
do me a favor. Dad sees Karl Malone instant because obviously at the time he's an NBA guy, right? And that gives. To me, I see Dad saying that's validity. That's validation right there. Oh, my gosh. And he instantly lends his support to you right there?
Instantly, man.
Wow.
We pretty much went home and built my booth that day. He's like, we got to look it up. We got to do it right because he's a guy that does things right.
Hey,
so he's like,
yeah, bro. Yeah.
He made sure I built my booth, and he really supported me along this whole thing.
Do you call that a demo? What you did with Carl, that's a demo, right?
Yeah.
Yes, right. Where did the demo take you from there? You go from a demo with Karl Malone. It sounds like it was his home studio or somebody's home studio, right?
It was he had like his own garage, like giant garage where he had all his vehicles in there.
Yeah, no,
and
he
there
lives
was a
like
studio.
he's in Louisiana. No, he brings his hunting and all that other stuff. Yeah, for sure. Where do you go from there? So that's your first demo, your first music you put
That's
down.
That's my first thing, and then I end up hooking up with the Four Square Churches, and
Church.
I got a big heart for Jesus and God and all that. So, I end up hooking up with this church. I'm like 14 years old now at this time, and I get invited to go do a show at Liberty Park. And I was just like blown away. Like, I'm going to perform at Liberty Park. I remember as a kid, it felt like I made it.
Right,
you know what I mean? But it was only Liberty Park.
Right.
Like,
only Liberty Park. I bet what they were saying. Like, don't you dare say only Liberty Park.
well, man, I mean,
Good for you, bro.
it was a blessing. My boy Tom, we covered this song from this group called DC Talk, which is a guy named Toby Mac nowadays. It's super famous. And that was the only time in my career I've ever covered a song. Like, I was 14 years old. I memorized this Christian rap song, and I went and performed it at the church. Then I would say that after that, where we moved on to would probably be about age 16, 17, where I really got into being a producer. And then 18.
You started the Kanye route? Producing first?
Yeah.
Beats?
Well, you know what? I'm living in Salt Lake City, Utah, and during this time, there was not a lot of hip hop people to go get beats and stuff like that. The culture's definitely growing over the last 20
really
plus
there
years.
when it was just coming in, kind of like ships at a shore, right? You just, oh my gosh, here it comes. And just dabbling in it. What
There's
spoke to
only
you about
one
it?
other group that I'm trying to remember their name. They recorded at this place called Fast Forward Recording that was in the back of California Audio back in the days. There was a studio back there, and there was this Polynesian group. They were the first rappers in Utah that I know about. Do you know?
I want to say there's a group that I know that was recording out of Ogden. And their stuff was like hardcore gangster rap. So it was a group of 3 Samoan brothers, and I want to say it was like something like 896 Gorilla, something like that. Their group, but they was raw, uncut. Do you remember a DK?
But I definitely like it, when I was coming out and doing my thing, probably about the age of 18 and all that. Like, it was definitely gangster rap.
Do you remember?
that was
Do you
going
remember
on.
DK Derek Keith? DK Studios up in Ogden.
I remember DK. He was really good
He's
producer.
the one who introduced me to that. So I'm up there doing a stint with Tim and those guys with Five Wives because they had this other spirit that they were trying to get out. It was their answer to Jägermeister. It looked like a cross. It wasn't a cross, but that's the only thing that stood out to me. I go up there and Derek, just like a producer, like you would, like, hey man, come listen to these guys. It was just a hard beat, and the lyrics were just so gangster. F this, da 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 da.
Right.
He turns it off and he just, those guys are smoking. I was like, what? I had no idea it was doing those kind of stuff. So I want to ask you. So in the beginning, as you saw that, there was only one kind of rap. Because right now we could say there's a happy rap. There's raps that tell story. But back then, would you say it was just rap about the tough times, gangster rap?
Definitely during that time period. I mean, you go a little bit before that and you get back into the happier De La Souls and all that stuff, right? Yeah. That I definitely grew up on and loved, and that was kind of my influence. But yeah, during that time period, I mean, let's see, I look back and I remember being in 5th grade wearing my NWA t-shirt.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting dropped off every day in this lowrider Volkswagen. Homie had just moved here from Compton. It was his older brother. And he might have been a huge influence on my hip hop. He's the one that gave me the NWA shirt. Here, LAM. And
Wow.
I loved
to set
that.
you up for failure, bro.
I loved that shirt, bro. I thought that thing was so fire because I loved that group, you know. But man, you come to 18 years old, and that's really when it started popping off and it started kicking in.
I want to save the question for another time because you and I both know of a African American producer who has a Caucasian or white rapper who's encouraging the white rapper to use the N-word. Let's take a break. I want to come back and talk about that. That's a crazy thing because, again, it's a true story. It is a true story. I can't believe this. Look. Let me tell you guys about this. We started talking, and he said, bro, did you see this? He shows me the video. It's a black producer. This guy does beats. He does lyrics. He has artists. He has a white rapper, a kid. Right. How old is the kid?
He's like 12.
12?
Yeah.
And he encourages the kid to use the N-word in his lyrics because he's like, yeah, look at the views. Look at it. So I want to talk about that. As a producer, do you take any kind of moral backing or, do you plant a flag? Is there a hill that you die on when it comes to morality? So we'll answer that only because I know you said God and Jesus. I want to answer those questions, all right? Don't forget to check out getmedcard.co, the easiest, quickest way to get your medical card, lowest price possible. Shout out to Honolulu Grill and Salt Lake City Mitsubishi. We'll be right back.
Like them other bitches, but a sweet thing. Love the way she chill, give me lead. Wait, yeah, that's sweet. Finna go halves on the KID, yeah. Propane, the way she add to it, give me more flame. She be my high, don't need cocaine. Lean on me, I'ma turn you up, you can be my queen, yeah. Just like the birds in the sky, I will send them niggas if they wanna try. Don't play about me. Fucking with my heart, you gon' R.I.P. You the one that saved me. Hold me down, you was waiting. In my heart, it was breaking. Give me love, you was patient. Little mama from the birds, fell in love with a neighborhood. Younger from the block, such a thug. Had her doing the most. I had her doing the most. And you never had a crook try to steal your heart. Cause I was your first from the start. Was a walk in the park. It was a walk in the park, yeah. It's way too late to turn your back on me now. Even if it's killing us.
Hey, welcome back into Buddha's Lounge on the Everyday People. Today's Monday. Obviously, for Monday Night Football is right around the corner. Got to shout out one of our sponsors, Honolulu Grill. I go there to get my butter cake and kava aid. Have you tried kava aid yet?
Kava cake?
Kava aid.
I've had kava.
You've had kava, okay.
Yeah.
This one is the exact same thing as the kava you tasted, the root, except it's flavored. It tastes like mango.
Oh,
It's a
fire.
juice. Yeah, I'm worried about you, bro. 8860 South Redwood Road, HonoluluGrill.net. Welcome back into the show. Alongside of me is a longtime producer, performer, tour agent. I mean, you name it. This guy's got his hands in all kinds of things. And we last left our conversation talking about Little Brazy. If look, go Google Little Brazy. We're not making this up. His producer, his manager, is an African American man, a grown man. He encourages Little Brazy in his lyrics when he's rapping in his songs to utilize the N-word, and I'm not talking about neighbor. Okay, to utilize the N-word. A black man telling a white kid, "Yeah," like imagine filming. Go ahead, yeah, bro, yeah, keep doing it. The likes, the views are going up. The views are going up. Tell me about this. Is it true? Is it false? And what are your thoughts as a producer? Do you have any moral ground to stand on?
You know, I definitely, for me, as far as what's going on there, obviously I look at it like, yeah, like, that's some sellout stuff, bro.
Right.
You know, it's obviously difficult for me to swallow that. I come from a cloth that it is not okay. I'm not okay with it at all, not even slightly. And I mean, I can think of a session that it happened, and I told the guy, I stopped the track. I said, "Hey, I can't record with you. I'm not okay with this. It's not coming out of my studio. That ain't cool, bro." And we literally, he went and recorded it somewhere else. That individual did. And matter of fact, Brazy's team hit me up for a studio session, and I declined. I just said, hey, but they was like, "Hey, man, but we're doing these numbers and we're doing all this." And I was like, "That's great and everything, but I don't support
good for
it,
you, bro.
and I'm not cool with
Good for you. That's good. It's good to know that there are still producers, there are still people out in the music industry. And I'm not throwing shade on Little Brazy's manager. I'm talking about you because
No,
I know
I'm not trying to shade them all. I'm just talking about my point of view and my situation of how I handle it and how I will continue to handle that. It's messing up Utah. Like, if you look at nationally.
I was just about to say, what does this do to our image nationally? I mean, they already think we're weird.
Right.
In Utah.
They already think we don't got no black people.
Yeah.
They don't know what a Polynesian is out of town when I go out of town. What is that? And I'm like, oh my gosh.
There's a lot of them in Utah, but what are they?
So you know, and our culture is really trying to build here. We like really are trying to get it. And when I say our culture, because I feel like I'm part of these other cultures in a sense, if you will.
We grew up in West Valley. It's a melting pot of cultures.
Right.
How do you not? You could swing a dead cat and hit a taqueria, hit a Polynesian old Thai place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for anybody who grew up in West Valley, white, doesn't matter what color, you've experienced these things that become norm to you, right? So when you go outside of the world, and people always talk about this, that Utah is sheltered. You've taken all this culture outside, and they don't know what it is. Right. So who's not cultured? Is it us, or is it people outside?
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, man, I just think that they are, from outside, it's looking bad. If you go and you look at the comments, you look at these posts, you look at this run, the comments that are being said underneath this, like, that's the way it is in Utah. They're racist out there. Like, and it's like, yo, man, come here and live here and realize that isn't what's going on. You know, look, man, I'm speaking from my perspective, but I would also like to speak that, like, yo, man, my friends and my family and everybody that I kick it with, we have these conversations. We're human beings. I ask their perspectives. Not everybody's got the exact same similar situation going on, but for the most part, I mean, what would you think from your perspective? Do you feel that Utah is all that, or is Utah actually more of a melting pot? And
I will say this. I have often said this about people in Utah, mostly the Caucasians that live in Utah, white people that live in Utah. To me, they are more cultured because of the multicultures that they're exposed to. Just within, I'm not saying their belief system, individuals. I'm just saying they have access to different cultures. So, to me, they're more prone or they're more apt to hey, how are you? We're different, but I want to try to be your neighbor. That's all I'm saying to that, is that in Utah, I think we're a little bit more friendlier than people give us credit for. The bad apples always get the press, like Little Brazy.
Yep.
I'm not calling a bad apple. I'm just saying the things that you're doing don't sit well with with a lot of our African American brothers and sisters. My question, Lamb, is what are the artists saying? What kind of feeling do you get from the artists as they see a peer of theirs rapping in their platform, but doing it in a way that just is not acceptable by society?
Well, interesting, and you can go find the podcast out there. Me and my sister, Pinky, we sitting here, we chopping it up about this, and she brought this up to my attention. She's like, I know him, and I know his folks as well, and I gotta say this, Lloyd. He grew up around this environment. He's not putting on an act per se. And is he a little punk? Is he a little brat? She said
is he
this.
exactly
She's
the way
like,
he is?
yeah, but he literally grew up around this environment, so unfortunately the kid doesn't
at the back
understand.
Of the room, like, Mr. Carter, I'm in the back.
That's where it comes to the adults. That's where it comes to the adult that's standing behind the camera and all these other things that are producing this. Like, it takes an adult, like, myself, I was like, no. Yeah. I mean, and I don't know if that message necessarily got to Brazy, that like, hey, this guy was like, no, he ain't gonna record with you because he's not okay with that. Yeah.
Is it, when does the artist take responsibility for something that they're doing? Obviously, we can still use the producer because there's evidence. He's actually saying it to him.
Well, he's got to take
it.
responsibility even at the age of 12. If I go and ask my son, like when somebody came up to him, I told you this was twice that this happened. But the first time that it happened, he was at his school, and the kids come up to him with a phone recording, and they're like, oh, look, it's Little Brazy. Jeez. And they're filming him, and they're like, say the N-word. And he's like, no, I will not, and I'm not with that. I don't support that. And he walked away, right? Like, so it shows me that a 12-year-old, because he's 12, that a 12-year-old comprehends and understands that. My son, of course, he's been raised around me in a certain way and a certain ideal. I've always taught, hey, man, that's not right. But he knew better. You know what I mean? So I would like to imagine that even Brazy at the age of 12,
he knows something.
He has
an inkling of some sort, right?
Right. Yeah. Society said something.
He's been around. He's seen some movies.
And now that you've caught a few punches for it. And
that's the thing I'm worried about this young man, is that doing something like that, it wasn't like the old days where you heard it, through the grapevine, and you had to go physically find somebody. You can find these fools on the phone. You can find them on Google, man.
He's already had problems if you catch it online.
That's too bad.
Yeah, man. It's serious, but you would think that after getting caught up the first time, you would stop with this. Yeah. But yeah, it keeps. You know what I mean?
There's a lesson to learn. Again, young artists, young producers. Once you make it, or you think you make it, maybe the question is, do you then have no moral filter? You just said, I guess it's really the person. I think if that was me, I would totally no, bro. This is gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. You're only 12. That's the thing.
It's
I'm
weird.
about.
You speak life. That's how I feel about lyrics and content. In my understanding of doing the music for the last 25 years, when I put something on track, it comes to life. Yeah. And you speak life to things. And I'm really about speaking words of affirmation and positivity and trying to build people. Okay. Rather than going down that certain lane. But there is an artistic point. Like, I did a song with Haystack. And when I did that song with Haystack, his hook was gangsta. And I was like, okay, I got to be on this track because I can't miss out on this opportunity to work with this major artist. And so I'm like, how am I going to attack this track? Well, I kind of, I took it back to that, like, I grew up on Ghetto Boys,
Okay.
and Scarface, he had a song that was talking about being like a real gangster is being a good father and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, that's how I'm gonna come about this and do my type thing on this track, so that I can still be involved and get down with these guys. And it always tends to work out for me. It's always paid off, especially being in Salt Lake City, Utah, doing the positive hip hop. I think that's kind of what has possibly propelled me, where I meet other guys, because I feel like I'm a producer first. So I meet these other people. I'm like, you're way better than me. You're amazing as an artist. Why am I so much more successful? And little things like that, I think, pay off. You know what I mean? It made it to where the music could be played anywhere. Made it to where the music could be played for your folks and at those parties and stuff like that.
When people hear that you have a song with Snoop Dogg, when they hear that you hung out with the likes of Kanye West before he actually produced his Jesus Walks album before it got released, when people hear that you were there with Rockefeller Records in New York, and then they look at you, like they always do, I'm like, him?
Right.
Nah, bruh. You have, and again, you're not performing right now at that level, but you did it. And you said, I took something away from that and I made a living. You're producing, you're helping other artists. I want to ask you about how to get to that level. I mean, you could, for me, in my career, if I got to some of those OGs, some of the dogs in my career, I could, for lack of a better phrase, die happy. I've been to the epitome, the peak of my career. I've met my peers, and I've met the people that helped it. You know what I mean? Where do you go from there? You've met Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, all those guys. You've had songs with them. How do you go from that and be comfortable with the life that you're living now instead of the life of stardom?
Well, there was one point that made a big change in things. And I was getting my first opportunity for this paid tour for 50 cities. And all at the exact same time, I got the job offer for 94.9 The Vibe at the time, right?
Oh, my gosh.
And so I got these two offers on the table at the exact same time. But I've also got kids, you know what I mean? And I'm considering this tour, like, man, I finally made it here. They're willing to pay me to go on tour. Look at this. But I have this great job offer over here where I could stay home, stay about my city, you know what I mean?
And still be in music.
And still be in music. Yeah. And so I chose my kids, if you will. They're really my driving force, and most important thing to me is my children. They took over the music. Like, I still got a big heart for music, but they took that over, and they're my everything. My son raps now, and I decided, okay, let's step back a little and put him on. And that was, who knew that he was gonna be really talented? Because I'm a producer and rapper doesn't mean it's exclusive to my child. Right. And he was actually good, and people were actually like, wow, that is really good, dude.
But also, as a producer, in a place where you're not known for hip hop, like Salt Lake or Utah, right? Having a producer who has the chops, who's actually battled and held his own with Snoop Dogg. That's all I'm saying, is that having been in those circles, bringing that knowledge, that when you come back here as a producer, do young artists, amateur artists look at you and say, dang, he was with those dudes. Maybe there's something I can learn from him. From that experience.
As soon as they find out, all of a sudden, I mean, everything changes. Because they don't know, and I could say the reason that they don't know is because publicists, like really having a great publicist behind you,
game changer?
Is a game changer.
Yes.
I think I told you about when we were going out to Mount Boreal in California, and that's when I was touring with Slick on my side. But we were stopping inside. I had my crew with me as well.
Yeah.
A guy named Dumb Luck that was down with Self-Expression Music at the time came with us out to Mount Boreal. He won a couple of the battles with the Dog Amounts at the Summer Jams with
was
U92.
Chaos back in there?
Chaos is Self-Expression
okay,
music,
yeah.
And so we're on our way out there. And as we're on our way out there, we're stopping at every little gas station type thing. And we're grabbing their city weeklies, you know what I mean, in these different states and cities. And every single paper, they got me in there like I'm a star, you know what I mean?
Nice.
And Anna Bear, that publicist, I don't know, but every single paper. It was funny. At first, my boys was like, yeah. We get to the next one. They'd be like, dude, that's so crazy. That's dope. We got to the next one. They started getting upset. like almost the jealousy vibe was going on. Like, dang, where are we at? Yeah, I'm like, well, we're going to shoot my music video out in Cali on Mount Boreal. That's why it's about me, bro.
That's hilarious.
Skull Candy paid for that. And they paid for that publicist. And so Skull Candy was in every article with us. But that was when I realized that's what a publicist. That's how you get out. That's how you get in Rolling Stones. That's how you get on these things and get involved in those situations. And when I saw that and saw it in every single paper, I immediately realized that's what a publicist does. That's important.
A good publicist.
Because check this out. I had the #1 single in the world for 2 months straight.
2 months.
I swear to you, you can go back, you can pull it up. Do you know what I mean? I kept
I'm #1 for 2 months, Mom. I'm just kidding.
I mean, in the world, it was a huge deal.
Of course, yeah.
And
what was it? What song was it?
It was Oh God featuring Rasco, Fleetwood, myself, and Timmy Grins, which is an artist that I met on the Vans Warped Tour. Yeah. And he was a business guru genius. He showed me so much, man. But that single, we were beating out like at that time, who was it? There was a Lupe Fiasco song that was like we were competing against. We beat Lupe Fiasco out on it.
For 2 months, shoot. Congratulations.
It was way cool, but
yep.
But one thing that we didn't have during that time was a publicist. And so looking at the situation after that happened and then looking back at that, because I had always asked myself, how am I going to have the #1 record in the world, but nobody knows? Do you know what I mean? Like, how is this?
Because you didn't have a publicist.
They let the world know, you know?
Hey, young cats, and those of you that haven't broke through the ceiling, maybe that's it. Maybe you need a publicist. We'll take one last break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the social media stuff that we're doing to help you guys out, to get some prizes into your hands, okay? Speaking of hands, could you put your hand on the car and beat out 91 people? We're going to try that. We'll talk about that next, okay? Don't move a muscle. See you in a bit.
It's a reunion, bitches.
We still made it work. Yeah. Also rekindling a flame that is on fucking fire. Right?
Before ever. It may not happen ever again in life. We're gonna try, but probably not.
Big celebration, love from all over to our friends and relations. Good vibes in all. Whenever we smoke and Yo, I got your vibe on your number is a big picture. We go to with my dog, who's at that no filter. Smoking and sipping liquor, no tripping, just reminiscing. I'm kicking with a bunch of homies, hustlers and go-getters. Can't really diamond that was in your paper tonight. Is this our OG, but what's your flavor profile? Never did I ever feel joyful and so bright. This feeling so right, because volcanic corner, golden sweeties and kawaii lighting. Maui burning like UFO sighting. Raise up the vibe, turn up the thing. Tell all the girls them fi give me a ring-a-ling. Marcy, Julie, Rita and the one named Joanna. You know they love to smoke the M-A-R-E, Joanna. Can't fight the feeling cause it feels so right. And that's the only choice for I and I. We smoke sexy.
What about CM? Welcome back. Talib Hub. We are talking my friend, producer, rapper, done it all, and then said, I want to take care of my kids.
Yeah.
And stay home. He's a God-fearing man. Bro, really quick, I know we're going to talk about this. I totally skipped against that. You said you go to church, you about God. Tell me about your worship on Sundays. Do you go to church? Do you?
Yeah.
Tell me your religious life, if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, no problem. I'm Christian, and I attend the Point Church up here in Kearns. And I would say it's kind of like almost like a Baptist vibe going on there. Yeah. It's amazing, the people that sing over there. I'm very into music, and that's a big part of it. Is the music that they got there? It's just a nice like gospel choir.
Singing's praising. Singing's praising.
So yeah, man, I love to praise God like that.
The Point, Draperies, Kearns?
At the Point in Kearns.
We'll have to check that out. Zini and I, we attend Calvary when we go. I know Pastor Moses. Sorry, we're busy.
Nice. I love the Calvary. Yeah, Calvary's fire.
Do me a favor. We recently just got together and we wanted to help some businesses with their social media. We're partnering right now to do Mitsubishi, and we're collaborating with U92. You know, everything's on the up and up, above brow. Keep everything clean. But talk about this idea of putting your hands on a car, let's talk about first the 801 takeoff, because let's do that first. The artist. How can I sign up? How can I put my music in for you guys to consider me to be part of the next 801 takeoff?
Simply go over to selfexpressionmusic.com. Over there, you'll find the links that forward you to be able to submit. You can submit links. You can submit MP4s, whatever you want. And it's real simple. It's really just click.
And they want to do it now because you're going to start combing through them for the 4th. You got to do it
because November 4th at One Love Coffee.
It's coming fast.
Down.
Yeah. R&B, punk rock, rock and roll. What genre do you say?
You know what? As long as you can, it could be punk rock, but it's got to be like punk pop, probably. Whatever you can imagine being on the radio station, that's what you want to do. You make something that's going to be specifically for that station.
Even if they're swearing in it, might want to clean it up so you can get a radio version, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Again, now I started off by talking about this we're going to call it the Big Buddha Classic, Hands on the Whip. Self-Expression Music and myself, we're helping Salt Lake City Mitsubishi, trying to bring people there, trying to have some fun while we're doing it. We don't have a date yet, but this coming week, we are going to be qualifying people to enter who want to play. Now, here's the idea. I say to Lamp, here's a crazy idea. What if we got 92 people, like 92.5? They put their hand, left or right, one hand on the car. Last man, last woman with their hand on wins. The other hand that's free, they can use that as part of the challenges to go live, to do social media. Let's say, hey, we don't have a water break, but you got 15 minutes to call your family to bring you water. The first 10 people that get their water here within time, you move on to the next round. Something like that, right?
Yeah, it's going to be fire, right? I mean, they're going to have to keep their hands on.
Yeah, the other hand,
do whatever. Doing their social and letting people know, hey, bring me a drink down, right?
Yeah. What if you sneeze? What if you sneeze and use the hand of the car? Are you out?
You're out.
Oh, dude.
Can't take the hand off the car. No matter. That hand's got to stay over there, right?
All right, so where do they go to follow so they can get the information? Obviously, everyday people will post information there. We're going to post information there. 92.5 will post information there. What about social media stuff? Where can we find?
You can find Self-Expression Music on all the platforms, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's all just under Self-Expression Music. Or you can go to the website, selfexpressionmusic.com.
We always like to end these shows with a funny story. I usually like to ask guests, to tell us if you were a fruit, what kind of fruit would you be and why? But these people need to hear your Slick Rick story. You have to, because everybody knows Slick Rick. He's a hip hop icon.
Legend.
You toured with him, and this story here, because I want Slick Rick to hear this story so that he can come on here and correct it himself if it's wrong.
Please
if
do.
It's wrong. All right. What year, what date, and then that's how we'll end today's show. Go ahead.
Okay, so my buddy Timmy Grins comes out from Baltimore, and we meet up with Skull Candy. They end up paying for us to be able to bring Slick Rick out. I still remember being in that meeting. One of the awesome parts of that meeting was we were sitting there talking, and there was this guy that works for Skull Candy. He was like, yeah, we could bring Snoop too. And I remember his boss looking at him like, shut up.
That's expensive.
Stop spending our money, bro. And so we knew it. We knew that, we just landed this. We're walking away, and we're doing this rail jam. It was this whole idea of bringing snowboarding and hip-hop together.
Yeah.
So we get Slick Rick to do the tour with us. And, man, we probably had him lined up for a good 30 dates that we did. And now I'm rolling with him, and he's sitting next to me. And
is that the end of the night or the beginning of the day?
This was night. It was definitely after a show. So it's night, and we're cruising to our next spot.
Okay.
And it was, we had some, man.
We have
The rap life is
it's
party.
A rap life. Go ahead. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying without saying it.
Especially at that age. I mean,
Puff,
nowadays,
pass. Yeah.
nowadays I'm on some older stuff. Back then we was partying.
Why stop backpedaling? Just tell the story.
And now I got him on, and he's right here, and he's passed out, and he's falling asleep on my shoulder.
Oh.
And I'm thinking in my head, wow, dude. The guy was, man, come on. I was a little kid listening to Teenage Love. Right. I was so excited, just like, wow, I got Slick Rick on my shoulder, and I'm looking over. And I noticed he's got a little moco.
Wow. He had a boogie?
Yeah. And I never really had the heart to say anything, but I did tell Grant, who was in the front seat, I was like, Grant. And he looked back, and he just saw me, and he was like,
you only got one witness?
Yeah, so I kind of gave him a little push off. Yeah.
You got that little booger in a plastic case somewhere,
No,
right?
I never saved that little bit.
Hey, that's a funny story. And with one of hip-hop's greatest, one of hip-hop's pioneers, thank you for that. In closing, what's the website? Where do we go to get all this information? Follow Sound, Self-Expression Music. And again, if he could do it, anybody can do it. All right?
For real.
Let's end with the website.
Selfexpressionmusic.com.
All right. We appreciate it. We're going to end with the video that you created. I didn't even know it was a song in the video. Bro, you know me. I just like stuff, and I just move forward. My wife had to show me, did you know this is a video? I said, Pip, I didn't know.
Let you know. Yeah.
I didn't know. I really didn't. But we're going to end with that. Please like, share, follow. Thank you so much. One last shout out to our sponsors, GetMedCard.co, Honolulu Grill, Salt Lake City Mitsubishi, and Uprock. And are we missing anybody else? Self-Expression Music?
Damn.
Thank you so much. All right. Have a good night. Hopefully this helps somebody.
Utah Big Buddha Mornings on 92.5 The Beat. Oh my gosh, the 801 Takeoff Artist Highlight was a success, I think. Yeah. But I don't want to take any words. I don't want to steal your thunder. How was it to you? You've been doing musical shows like this. We were at the One Love Coffee Lounge. The crowd, there was a big crowd, but musically, what did you see there? What did we get from you? 801 Takeoff.
It's your man Lamb. Big shout out my boy Big Buddha. Jose, I see you. Yo, it's your 9 to 2. DJ Lamb on the ones and twos. Big Buddha bringing the vibe through. Salt Lake City, what it do? Turn it up, turn it loud. This is your sound, this is your crowd. Turn it up, turn it loud. This is your sound, this is your crowd. I'm a big mover, roll with Big Buddha. Ain't pistol Pete, nah, call me 6-shooter. Ain't no static, just classic in the mix. Every track a banger, every beat's a fix. West Coast flavor with a Utah twist. Catch me in the mountain where the moolah is.
Unite to the rhythm, don't stop. The #1 sound on the mountain top. Turn it up, feel the bass in your chest. Utah's home with the best of the West. Oh, unite to. This is your vibe coming straight to you.
I ain't make a song for the radio, nah, I make a whole damn anthem. When I'm at the shows, yeah, you gon' get your hands up. Girls front row and they young nitty handsome. Drop it to the flow and they can't stop dancing. Can't stop flowing and I can't stop rapping. Till I'm finally blowing and I'm sitting in a mansion. Like what up, Posty, and what up, Hansons? Oh, hi, Pella.
Unite to the rhythm, don't stop. The #1 sound on the mountain top. Turn in your chest. Utah zone with the best of the West. Oh.